Alrighty, folks, we are live. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Good to have you on. It is late Saturday evening, and I do hope your weekend is going well so far. We are live, and this is essentially our video in regards to the aftermath, the response, the reactions. What are people saying about President Biden's student loan cancellation? We will get into this in just a moment here. Just want to do a quick sound check so that way we know we are good to go. Welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. Quick sound check on my end, and we will get the ball rolling. Alrighty. We do have some people hopping on. Welcome, welcome. If you are first joining us, make sure you let us know where you're tuning in from, city, state, location. Okay. And we do sound good, and we are ready to go. Fantastic. Sweet. All right, everyone, let us know where you're tuning in from, city, state, location. I will kick off the chat here, and we will get the ball rolling. Yes, yes. Hello. Good to have you guys on. How's it going? Awesome, awesome. Tuning in from Memphis there. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, everyone. This is our live again, once again, in regards to the aftermath, the response. What are people saying? Did President Biden lie? Did he tell the truth and fulfill his campaign promises in regards to this student loan cancellation? Hello, Isaiah. Good to have you on. Fantastic. So I think we are ready to get the ball rolling. Without further ado, let's get started. But before we do, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up. Smash the like button. If this live gets to 500 likes, we will do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. And if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed and have those notifications turned on. That will notify you every time we do post a brand new video. And our next cash giveaway will be at 20,000 subscribers, which might be right in the corner at the pace that we're going. And as always, the petition link is down below in the description of this video, and I'll also pin it to the comments. And listen, we are watching the live version or the replay. That will also help me out. So if you're watching the live version right now, say live in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, you can put replay in the comments. Okay, so let's first of all start off with, I think we should start off with the fact that Biden probably did not tell the truth when he campaigned for president. You've seen a lot of reactions on social media in regards to this student loan cancellation. More specifically, I'm seeing it on Twitter. But what they're really railing at and what they're really pounding away. Okay, Miguel, what are you sorry to say? Trying to figure that one out. And what they're really trying to, at least, okay, he retracted that message. Okay. No quid pro quo, no collusion. What they're really pounding away at is, did Biden actually fulfill his campaign promise? Did he bait and switch? Did he say he was going to do one thing and then ended up doing another? Did he backpedal? What is the situation here? Well, let's actually look at the fact checker in regards to this exact matter and see if President Biden, in fact, did tell the truth or not. So obviously, as we know, as we covered in our last video, and if you guys didn't see that, the link is down below in the description. We talked about President Biden doing student loan forgiveness and cancellation, and he did $10,000 to $20,000 worth, depending on if you receive Pell grants. That is for low-income Americans, and so $10,000 to $20,000 worth of student loan cancellation. Individuals earning less than 125,000, couples earning less than 250,000, $250,000 a year. Now, here's the thing. While seeking office, President Biden promised full cancellation for all student debt, not just $10,000 or $20,000, not even $30,000 or $40,000. President Biden specifically, when he campaigned, and it even says it right now on his campaign website, you can go there right now. Maybe it was taken off and retracted, like Miguel's comment. Who knows? In response, but it literally said on the Biden campaign website. It said it then, said it now, and it might say in the future that Biden promises full cancellation for all student debt. Let's read it word for word. This is verbatim on President Biden's website, and this is also, to an extent, what he said on the campaign trail. Quote, I propose to forgive all undergraduate tuition-related federal student debt from 2 and 4-year colleges, public colleges that is, and universities for debt holders earning up to 125,000. So yes, that does match and hold up in regards to the 125,000 or $250,000 a year in the earning limits, but he clearly says he proposes to forgive all debt. Now, maybe this is just a one-step process in President Biden's actions here as president. Maybe in his second term, if he gets reelected, maybe he'll follow up and do a second announcement there where he's going to essentially erase all student debt for those income earners, at least from the public colleges and universities. Who knows? That could be in his agenda, and maybe he'll pledge that on the campaign trail for reelection. And maybe this is just a one-step process, just to kind of get his foot in the door and plant the seed that he will, in fact, take this up. He didn't forget about this promise. Now, on other occasions, though, Biden did say a quote minimum of $10,000. So that is up for interpretation, right? You could say a minimum is not necessarily the bare bones that you want to do. You don't actually want to do the minimum. You want to do above and beyond the minimum. So he did say a minimum of $10,000 on other occasions in other times. You had Democratic primary candidates such as Senator Elizabeth Warren often urging more aggressive forgiveness plans than Biden did. However, the promise we chose to track, as far as this is PolitiFact saying this, after Biden won, was for full forgiveness. So we will rate that one here. So what PolitiFact is basically saying on the fact check is that Biden essentially lied when he said that he would ultimately do a full scale cancellation. Now, in regards to the White House here, the White House said that the new policy would benefit up to 43 million borrowers and cancel the full balance for about 20 million borrowers. The White House cited Education Department estimates that nearly 90% of relief dollars will go to those earning less than $75,000 a year. Biden also announced that the government will cap the monthly payments for undergraduate loans at 5% of a borrower's discretionary income, half of the current level. Biden promised during the campaign that loan forgiveness would, quote, also apply to individuals holding federal student loans for tuition from private HBCUs and MSIs. Now, the White House fact sheet released on August 24th doesn't specifically cite provisions that directly affect historically black colleges and universities or minority serving institutions, but the plan says the Pell Grant provision should reduce racial disparities in wealth. Fact sheet says, quote, black borrowers are twice as likely to have received Pell Grants compared to their white peers. Finally, Biden said he would be phasing out a pandemic era pause on federal loan repayments. It will be extended one final time with payments resuming in January of next year. All right, all right. Good to have you guys on. Biden said that all this means people can finally start crawling out of that mountain of debt. When this happens, the whole economy is better off. Now, the left immediately criticized this decision, hoping to see more debt wiped away. Many on the right who framed the policy as one that shoveled money from blue collar workers to college graduates. Policy also drew criticism from centrists, including many economists who said that it is poorly timed because it will increase inflationary pressures amid the country's highest inflation levels in 40 years. During his announcement, Biden said that the plan would have, quote, no meaningful effect on inflation. But basically, what economists and even top economic advisors to presidents, such as President Barack Obama, they totally destroyed that notion, saying, quote, pouring roughly $500 billion of gasoline on the inflationary fire that is already burning is reckless. Adding a number of, quote, other highly problematic impacts, including encouraging higher tuition in the future, encouraging more borrowing, creating expectations of future debt forgiveness, and more. So basically, what this does is it sets the tone and will have many different ripple effects, some of which that Biden probably couldn't even foresee. And maybe even some economists can't even foresee the problems that this can cause. So, number one, you do have the fact that many borrowers now, especially younger people that have these loans, it's just going to put more money into the economy. We're going to have a lot more spending now that this might free up some money, right? I mean, $10,000 worth of debt wiped out just like that, or even 20,000 to the lower income individuals could very well uh, encourage more spending, which could then lead to more inflation and supply chain issues. So, not that we don't want these people to have no money, but right now in this inflationary economy, and from we know from previous stimulus checks how that money was ultimately just cycled back into the economy, and the rich got richer during the pandemic because the poor received these money, these handouts and bailouts from the government, and it just went right to the rich people via businesses and spending, whether that was in person, online. It just all went right to the top. And so what you're having here is kind of this another, or if you want to call it a fourth stimulus check, because now people are going to have this freed up cash that they can now use, or at least they'll mentally think that they have this cash they can use now. Maybe not exactly on paper or in their bank accounts, but it could very well encourage more spending and will only add fuel to the fire, salt in the wound for this inflationary economy. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that this ultimately will lead to more inflation? Do you think that embracing these student loans will only mean higher inflation and that the worst is yet to come? What are your thoughts? Let us know down below. And obviously, will also set the tone that debt could easily be forgiven and that college graduates, or at least people that are about to go to college and applying for colleges and about to graduate from high school, rather, they might be just saying, look, this debt is going to be forgiven anyways. Might as well take it out because if it's not Biden, it's another progressive president or another Democrat in the future. They're just going to raise this debt. So that could also mean that you have younger people now taking on more debt than they maybe originally planned for, or they could even handle, right? I mean, you're going to have young people now probably taking on tens of thousands of dollars of debt that they wouldn't have taken on because they're not good financially wise, because they'll just expect and anticipate more forgiveness. So that could certainly cause a problem. It can cause more debt add on to the economy, which could then mortgage the future for this country and put that on the backs of future generations. And you'll also have a larger debt problem, of course, with people having less money to spend into the economy. And obviously, that could lead to more poverty down the line. Now, that is certainly not a direct effect. It's indirect, it's not guaranteed, but it certainly does set the tone and could very well be one of the ripple effects that we could see from this. So, the Penn Wharton budget model at the University of Pennsylvania estimated that a policy of $10,000 in forgiveness under a $125,000 individual income limit would cost the federal government $300 billion dollars. And that does not include the additional forgiveness for Pell Grant recipients that Biden announced in this final plan. The plan could, quote, also add twice as much to the deficit as was just saved from the Inflation Reduction Act. So, Biden literally just touted the effects that this and the impact that the Inflation Reduction Act will have on the economy, saying it's going to do great for inflation, it's going to bring down the deficit, and we're on this step towards the right direction here, and this is going to save the economy. And Biden's the hero with this plan. However, this is immediately erased and immediately nullified and void because of the debt forgiveness. Because now you're just going to add on to that deficit. Now you're going to add hundreds of billions of dollars that we literally we're just about to try to take out of the economy. And so now you're going to put it back in just literally a couple of weeks later if it starts getting implemented in a timely manner. Penn Wharton researchers also offered a contrary assessment of which borrowers would benefit, concluding that between 69% and 73% of the debt forgiven, not including the Pell Grant add ons, would accrue to the households in the top 60% of the income distribution. Biden and his advisors had been debating on what to do on student loans since he became president, of course. Until now, he had extended the payment pause solely and just some small iterations and versions of debt cancellation with the people frauded from the universities as well as disabled borrowers. So many different problems here with this legislation that and many people are upset, not just on the right. You would think this would be more of a conservative concern here, but it's really also a concern on the left because what the left is saying, if you're looking at all the responses and reactions, is that $10,000 to $20,000 is actually nothing. It really does nothing for people that truly have the biggest debt problems, because the people that could afford to take on such crazy amounts of debt are the ones that are ultimately going to bear the brunt here. Because let's say you took out $100,000 in college loans and you did not take out a Pell Grant because maybe you're in the middle or to upper class. Let's say you took out $150,000 worth of debt. You paid off some of it, but now the interest has been accruing. Still have payments left because maybe you haven't paid with the payment pause, and now you're going to get peanuts wiped out with only $10,000. You still have $90,000 to $140,000 worth of debt still that you're responsible for. And so, really, they're calling this crumbs and peanuts compared to what Biden actually promised and what should actually be done. So, what do you guys think of that? Do you think Biden should have actually canceled more debt and that the people that have the biggest debt problems, as far as student loans, are the ones that this will do little for. This will do little to nothing for because they have such a substantial loans that will really, truly not even make a dent in what they're actually holding right now and probably haven't made payments on this entire pandemic. So, what do you guys think of that? Should Biden have canceled more? Do you think he should have even done any student debt cancellation at all, especially in this economy? Interesting here. We have William saying total liar and a word I can't necessarily say on a camera right now. It is an expletive, but we get the idea for sure. And so, it certainly depends on where you stand politically, but many people on both sides and the center, really on all sides of the aisles, including the aisle itself, are truly, truly upset with this announcement, one way or another. And so, it's going to have a large impact that we don't necessarily know exactly what's going to happen. We'll have to wait to see. We're going to wait for some stats to come out and the data, and it hasn't even been implemented yet. So we don't want to make any exact with conviction, we don't want to make any exact predictions just yet because it is speculation, not necessarily true fact just yet. But we do have this data and research and analysis from colleges and universities, top universities and economic professors that are essentially saying that this is the wrong idea and should have never been done. So we'll have to see what happens. But more news and developments will follow suit, especially as President Biden does start to roll this out, and this does ultimately start reaching the pockets of the American people. Hello, Santos Garza here, and awesome, awesome. Yep, time zone is the same. Yep, we are both in Eastern time. Fantastic, East Coast represent. Very good, very good. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you share it with your friends, get the word out. Make sure you smash the like button if you got value out of it and enjoyed it. Make sure you are subscribed and have those notifications turned on. Again, next cash giveaway at 20,000. We just hit the latest milestone with 19.6. So we are on our way. We are getting there very soon, inching closer every day. 20,000 subscribers will be the next cash giveaway. And if you guys want to get some free stocks, links are down below in the description. Sign up with your brokerage platforms, Robinhood and or Webull, and you'll get some free stocks. Some of them valued to thousands of dollars in some cases. Let us know what stocks you get. And if you guys want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram, I am on TikTok, I am on Facebook, all the social platforms. Link is down below, links rather, in the description. I look forward to meeting you there, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now, and have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much.